Hello, Internet, and welcome to episode 149er of Verbal Graffiti with your host, Brian Glass, aka the B-Man, the People's Degenerate. They say, and when I say they, I don't know who they are, but I have heard them say it, whoever they are, that heaven and hell, the afterlife is eternal. I don't know if that's true or not. All I do know is that life is long. That's very profound. That's a very profound statement I just made. Let me elaborate. I see you. I see all of you. All of you that are muddling through life, and many of you are, as am I. Although I do enjoy life, but I was getting blood taken last week. I got a physical. I just had a normal blood lipid test. I have low sodium, so if I fall down, crack my head, die a very painful death, that's probably the reason why, because I'm not intaking enough sodium. But that's beside the point. Other than that, my blood, perfect. But I go to this in Connecticut. It's called Quest. It's a place where the ladies, they take your blood. And I go in there, I go down the hallway, lady, heavyset lady, she's got a mask on, she's got the whole garbs on, and even though she has a mask on, like the medical mask that we all wore during COVID, remember when they fooled us with that? Oh, so stupid. But I could see her eyes, and this lady, I think she was probably black, heavyset, but not too heavy set, maybe 5'3", maybe 5'4", with a pair of Crocs on, nails short, not done. I don't even think they were painted. Anyway, that's beside me. She was taking my blood, and I don't do small talk in these type of environments. But I just noticed as she was taking my blood, this is all she does. All day, probably 5 days a week, maybe more. This is her job. A John like myself comes in, sits down, she prints out the labels, she goes, "Is this your name?" And I go, "Brian Glass." Boom, boom, boom. "Yes, that's my name." What? And then she goes, "Okay, what arm would you like me to insert the needle into?" And the thing was on the right side, so do it on the right side. That's easier for you. And I have lovely veins. I would be a if a heroin addict could see me, he'd be jealous of my veins because I'm very pale, although I do have a glowing tan going right now. But the veins, and I'm noodly armed, so the veins are very prevalent right there. The nurses, the doctors, they've never had any problems poking me with those needles and sucking out my blood like Dracula. But as she was doing it, I was like, this is all she does. And I could see it on her face, or maybe I was projecting it. At first, I thought I was projecting it. But as I'm saying, this is all you do with your life. This is what you do for a living. It gives you no fulfillment. You probably get paid maybe $20 to $30 an hour. And that's barely enough to get by in Connecticut. You probably have roommates. You're probably not married. Maybe you have kids. Maybe you don't. If you do, you feel guilty that you're not able maybe to give them, like name brand sneakers or enough. You're not able to provide. You're not able to provide things for your child that the other children's parents are able to provide, so you feel a sense of guilt or not as self-worth as everybody else. But she sucks my blood out, and it comes out quickly, and then I go to pee because I have to give a urine sample too. I do a great job with that. I hit it right in the little cup, seal it up, give it back to her, or put it on the little table thing. As I'm walking out, there's a long hallway, and each room, I think each room did not have a door on it, and each room had another nurse bloodsucker lady there, and I looked at them all, so there might have been maybe 4 or 5 other nurses, I'm not sure their title, but bloodsuckers, sucking blood from patients John's like myself before I got to the exit to the waiting room, and every lady, and they were all ladies, had just this blank look on their face, and mine was the only one wearing a mask. So the other ladies, I could see their face, and there was no joy, there was no sparkle in their faces, and I'm like, this is their life. It's just this tedious job. It's an assembly job, assembly line job, just one after another. Small talk. How's your day doing? How's the weather outside? What are your plans for the weekend? Just bland. Just a blank canvas of a life in 2025. And nobody sees these ladies, but the B-Man does. And I don't know what to do to help, because then when people talk about the collapse of the American empire, and they'll talk about the price of inflation, and no one can afford a house. Like, I have houses on my mom's street, just basic, like, small 3-bedroom houses, like, quote unquote starter homes, that are selling for $400,000. How the fuck are you supposed to be able to afford a $400,000 house on a $50,000 job, like sucking blood, or especially if you're not married and you're in student debt, right? Imagine that. This is the system. Go to school for 12 years, get your high school diploma, and then you're still not qualified to get a high-paying job. So then you got to take out a loan. You all know this. Then you end up in student debt after your degree. But then everybody's got a degree now. So now you got to go back to school again to get your master's degree. And by the time you get your master's degree, you're maybe 25, 26. So then, but then you're so in debt that by the time you're able to get a house, you're maybe in your low 30s if you play it good, and you have your vices don't get the best of you. And then you're getting married at 33, but then you're already geriatric, and you might not be able to get pregnant or not. And then you're just always behind, unless you live with your mom. Maybe it's always an option. But I'm looking at these ladies, but they like, the whole system is collapsing. But sometimes I feel as though, do you all see it? Like in this office or in this Quest Center, taking blood samples. Like, I saw it. I was in this room for maybe, 5 minutes with this lady, and there was no pizzazz. It wasn't she's just a wet blanket, doesn't have a great personality. It was almost like this lady didn't have a soul, and she was middle-aged. Probably past middle-aged. Like, I'm middle-aged. I'm 41. So she's probably in her 50s, and nobody thinks about her. Everyone's always thinking about, students with student debt. Like, how do we help them? But what about the 55-year-olds working at a grocery store, or sucking blood, or working Uber Eats, or working some dumb front desk job, or like working at a dental facility? Or you're some stupid sales job, like my own job? But the company I work for, I don't get paid to do this. I have a day job. The reason why I do this, verbal graffiti, is because it's the only thing that gives me a glimmer of hope, right? This and stand up and those short videos that I make. First of all, I enjoy making them. I have a passion for stand-up comedy. And without it, it gives me a sense of purpose. It's how I identify myself. I'm a comedian. And without it, I'd just be that lady. And there is also just a glimmer of hope that maybe something will come of this financially. Probably not, but who knows? Probably not. But my job, my day job, they just laid off 100 people. And everyone in my department that was laid off, or the department I work for, I'm non-management, I am entry level, were all the American employees. And don't think, like, I notice this, and I don't talk about it with my other coworkers, but we have offices in other countries, and all the new hiring that's taken place the last 2 years has been international employees. So what my company is doing, or the company that employs me is doing, is they're laying off the American workers, because I'm assuming They pay us more, so they lay us off. And then they're hiring international workers in India and Mexico and Latin America to do our job, and for a lower wage. So they inevitably, I'm going to be laid off, and I'm not going to have I'm going to be unemployed. And then then you have AI that's just kind of hovering. When the fuck is that going to take everybody over? So there's no hope. Like that lady in the office taking my blood did a wonderful job taking my blood in my right arm, but she has no hope. And why would she? She has a shitty job. She's 55. She's past her prime. Nobody sees her. It's just day after day. Her life is a puddle. She is stuck in a puddle. It's not even mud. Like a puddle of mud, you kind of get stuck, but you feel the suction of the mud, like holding your sneaker down as you try to get out. It's just a puddle in the street. And her life is the wet sock. The wet sock after you walk in the puddle. It's annoyance. And there's nothing you can do about it other than go home. Or in that metaphor, the only way to get rid of that wet sock is to off yourself or to die somehow. So it's like, what? Like I see her. I see you if you're in that situation. And I'm kind of in that situation too. All right? Where I don't get paid that much money. I get enough to get by, but that's it. And then without this, I have nothing. No marriage, no kids. I just got, this art, whatever the fuck that is that I make that I get enjoyment out of. And most people don't have that. So what does this lady have? The bloodsucker? She probably has there's no hot John that's getting with her. No one wants to finger pop this babe. She probably just, whatever her vice is. Maybe it's a scratch off ticket. Maybe she smokes a cig on her break. A nip of vodka, trashy TV. She probably can't afford cable, right? Because rent's outrageous, and then cable's are streaming networks. So it's over, bro. It is over. There's no. I don't think there's no. End of World War II GI Bill that's gonna rise us all up. I don't know. I just honestly, I don't have solutions. I just want to let you all know that I see you, and I feel the B-man, that black heart of mine. I feel for you, and it is. And I wonder, do other people see, the lady taking blood, or the checkout lady at the grocery store, or just. You're just stupid white-collar office job that you get no fulfillment from. Or my neighbor's building a deck. It's oh, great. So there's these Johns building a deck, but it ain't their deck. They spend all day, 90-degree heat, build a deck, and then they go to the next project. It's just one after the other. And, no one's sucking them off. It's oh, wow, great deck. All right, I'll give you a tip and I'll give you a sloppy top. Nope. It's it's just nothing. None of us are getting nothing. We're part of the collapse, and I don't know whose fault it is. Corporations? Yeah. Politicians? Yeah. What can I do? I don't know. I don't know. But I see you. And I would like some acknowledgement that I do see you. All right, moving along. Let's try to keep it a little bit more uplifting. This comes from the subreddit letters RS_X. Not sure what that stands for. Found out my ex is on OnlyFans. That might be the only solution. He posted a photo of him and an OnlyFans girl on Instagram, and she's talking about filming content with him on Twitter. Didn't take too much stalking because of her Twitter is linked in her IG Instagram bio. It's weird because I once joked about being on OnlyFans, and he told me about how women should be able to do more, etc. His dick isn't very big either. Why'd you put that in there? If I wasn't in a relationship, I might try to see if she posted any free videos. Obviously, I wouldn't pay to see a small dick, though. Yeah, I'm going to point out that you pointed out your ex's dick being small twice. Not once, not uno, twice in this post. And that was a small one paragraph post. I brought this up before, but that hits me, that hits all of us Johns, but it shouldn't, because it's more of an indictment on you. Like this guy, your ex, that you love, that you were in a committed relationship with, had a small dick. And then after you broke up with him, or he broke up with you, then you start mentioning that anybody who will listen, that your ex had a small dick. Well, Mr. Small Dick was born that way. You, miss, decided to get in a committed, loving relationship for the past 5 years with Mr. Small Dick. So you chose to be with a small dick while Mr. Small Dick was born with his dick being small. So that's more of an indictment on you. You chose that lifestyle. Your ex did not. So when you, any of you babes who start talking to your friends and everybody about your ex, how he had a small dick, like we also be pointing at you, giving you the stink eye or the questionable look. Like what? Well, why did you live with him for 3 years? Like, if he had a small dick, you knew he had a small dick, so why did you agree to move in with him for the past 3 years? Like that's poor life choices that you're making. Now, I'm not going to criticize your ex for dating an OF model, creator, whatever term you want to use, because in the opening, I just mentioned, like the lady giving blood, the bloodsucker at Quest Diagnostics, like that babe can't be an OnlyFans creator. Like, she could get on the site, but ain't anybody gonna pay $10 a month to see her coochie. Like, nobody is. So, like, if you're young and you're attractive and you can make money on OF, like, just do it. Like, yeah, I'll call you a whore. I'll call you a 304, a floozy, but I do so good-spirited, lovingly, in a joking manner. And if you take offense to it, well, then don't. Like, I'm the B-man. Like, who the fuck am I? Right? I'm the one looking at smut on the internet for free. So, like, you don't want to be where all the people I'm seeing, the people who are making $20 an hour doing a job that they get no satisfaction, no fulfillment from. Like, as a babe, you don't want to be in that position, and neither do guys. But babes, if you're young and you're attractive enough and you have the option to get the bag, to get the coin, to get those internet coins, like opening your legs and getting some internet coins from us Johns from the internet, like, go get that money and save it so you don't have to be sucking blood from Johns every day, 10 people an hour, just one after the other. Like, the OF may be the only way out. So the more I think about it, the more I just talk out loud, the more I'm like, yeah, like, why wouldn't you be on OF if you're 22 years old? And I'm not going to criticize your ex or anybody else for that matter going forward if they're dating an OF model, because I believe in a previous episode that we looked up the stats in the city of New Haven, which I reside. 1 out of every 10 babes between the ages of 18 and 35 are currently active creators on OF, and the obesity rate for I think for everybody, I think is over 50%. So basically, if you're a single John or you're John looking to cheat, like, your only options are you to fuck a fatty or to fuck an OF creator. Like having an attractive babe who's not on OF or not a fatty. Like, that's a unicorn in the United States of America. So I can't be critical of your ex for going to an OF creator. But as far as your specific relationship or ex relationship is concerned, like, your ex won. Like, you are the loser in this relationship breakup. Your ex, right? Like, he's piping an OF model. He's a supporting actor, and he's probably getting paid to do so. And while you are bitching about his small dick, other than that, like, what else you got? You got nothing. Like, I gotta stop using that word literally, but you're like stalking your ex's new girlfriend on social media, and you admitted that if she put out free OF content of her and your ex, that you would watch it. Like, that's loser mentality right there. That's Karl Malone. Like, you are a loser. Like, you would watch a video of Mr. Small Dick fuck an OF model? Like, did you tell your new boyfriend this? Have you told your new boyfriend that you're with that you're stalking your ex online and he's now dating an OF creator and they're making videos together? Have you told your ex that? And how big is your ex's wiener? Because I have this strong suspicion that as soon as you two break up, you and the new boy toy, that his dick is magically going to shrink 3 inches in your mind when you tell everybody. So yeah, you're the loser in this relationship, which is okay. Like, when there's a breakup, there is a winner and there is a loser. And your ex, like, he's fucking an OF creator, piping her down. He's now an OF star, supporting actor. Like, he's winning. He's winning. Now, what I feel in my ball sack, and I'm worried about you, although I shouldn't be worried about you because you do seem to be critical of Mr. Small Dick, and I think that's an unfair. It's unfair to bring that up because, again, he was born that way. I think I just feel in my ball sack that you feel as though you missed an opportunity. Right? You had mentioned that you were joking about making an OF creator yourself with Mr. Small Dick. You probably didn't have enough self-esteem at the time to make a channel and upload videos. But now that you see that your ex is with an OF creator, like, you're feeling like you missed out. And I have this feeling in my ball sack. There's a sense is telling me that you are going to start your own OF page to try to get back at your ex. And that's troublesome. Because you got to understand, in the game of OF, OnlyFans, there are numbers. There are numbers. And clearly your ex's new OF girlfriend, like, she does okay because you see her on social media. So if you create an OF to get back at your ex and his new girlfriend, but you don't get as many views or as much money as she does, like, you gotta move. You gotta move intercontinentally. You can't just move to a different state. You gotta move to Europe, Africa, China. Like, you can't show face where, like, your ex's OF creator girlfriend, she's driving around in the most up-to-date Mercedes, $100,000 car, and you're making what, $75 a month with your OF creation? Like, you gotta pack up and move the fuck out. Like, you can't stay in that community if that's the case. So I would strongly advise, now look yourself in the mirror. Know how good of a fuck you are before you start trying to dance an OF to get back at your ex, Mr. Small Dick. Just beware. And I also, on another side note, this does get me thinking, like, would I be willing to participate in an OF video if I was with a babe who was an OF creator? Would I be in her videos as a supporting actor? And I think I would. But I wouldn't want to be. Like, I wouldn't want to be the main guy who's dicking her down. I think I'd like to be in the background. I'd like to be, the C actor, the comedic relief actor. Similar. I've never watched the podcast, but that whatever podcast, it's like a dating podcast where they have this hot lady who wears like a silver helmet with a pointy thing on top. It's just, I don't know. I see it and I kind of laugh at her. Like I want to do something in the background, like juggling or yoga or something that makes people go, who's that guy? Like, what's his role in this video? So I think that would be the role I would like to play in an OF creator's videos if I was in love with her and she were in love with me. But again, I'm open-minded to be man. I am open-minded. Sometimes. Let's go look at some photos. Episode 149er, segment 2, to be man. So immature with that. 149er. I lock my car door. Do you lock your car doors? I'm going to assume that you do. Why do we do that? I've been pondering, why is it that we all have to lock our car doors, and if we don't, and somebody finds out that we don't, immediately they go, well, you gotta lock your car door. Why isn't your car door locked? Well, the reason why, obviously, is because we live in a low trust society. Because if we trusted each other, we could all leave our doors unlocked, all our doors, house doors, car doors, and it would still be there when you get back out to the parking lot. Like I went out. I was doing stand-up last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago at this point, and we did an open mic in New Haven, downtown New Haven, and we went to the parking lot after the mic. It was still light out. I think it was 8:30 and it's summertime, so it's still light out. And my friend Ben, his car, the back passenger door, the window was busted open. Like someone had cracked it open. They had tried jacking the front door, but they couldn't get the window down, so they jacked it open. He had a backpack in there. They didn't take anything in the car. And now I'm paranoid because sometimes I carry my camera with me and I keep it in the trunk. I'm very good about not leaving anything that can be seen in the car. I just a regular sedan. So anything I have of value, I put in the trunk, hopefully thinking that the carjackers won't see anything and jack into my car. But it's like, what? Dude, it's light out. And there are cars getting broken into, windows being broken. And then my other friend, who is it? Was it Robert Dan? Like one of my friends sent me a video of Porch Pirates. Like this is a real thing now. Obviously, 10 years too late, B-Man. 10 years too late. This has been a thing. They got the Amazon and the UPS drivers, which you should be giving tips. Like the UPS driver should be who's working in an Amazon driver who's working on Sundays and they're sprinting to your front porch and back when it's 90 degrees out or when it's 25 and snowing. They're the ones who should be getting the tip, not the hot babe or hot Chad waiter that everyone, you got to give them 20%. And then you're a terrible person if you don't. Well, do you tip the Amazon guy? The guy who's doing 40-yard sprints 100 times a day to beat some clock that Amazon makes him beat. That's the guy who's to be getting his hands greased. All right, but back to the point. Those Amazon drivers, those UPS drivers, when they put the package on your front porch, they now take a photo of it just to prove that they took the photo. Probably because Amazon does that so that the Amazon drivers don't actually steal that package, but it's also to prove that they put the package there, Amazon that is, so that if a pirate comes and takes it, like they have video evidence, hey, we put it there 3:15 this afternoon. And if you live in a community where packages are being stolen, like you got to move. You got to, regardless of the price, you got to move. But we're running out of places to move to in this country, the great U.S. of the beautiful A. Like New Haven, boom, window broken. Everywhere you go, you got to lock your car door. Like literally, I have a wiffle ball bat. Just in case someone breaks into my room, bam, bam, I'm gonna wiffle them. So it's like you can't. There's nowhere safe anymore, and it's all because nobody trusts each other. Like, you have a bike, you gotta lock it up. Right? You have a bike. Then someone will steal your bike if you leave it outside a store. You can't. What is that? What you have a parking lot full of $50,000 trucks, but you steal the bike? You steal the bike? I'm at a point now where I'm thinking maybe everyone should just leave their car doors unlocked. So that way, if your car gets stolen, the burglar, at least he won't bust open the window. He'll just open the car and nothing will be damaged if the car does get found afterwards. And we shouldn't have to live like this. You shouldn't have to lock every door, have multiple bolts, and have a bike lock and a security camera on your front porch and on your back deck. And everyone's got their own security systems now because nobody trusts each other. Because it's been proven that we can't. We have devolved to a society where there is no trust to be had between one stranger and another. Because sometimes you walk out to a parking lot after an open mic and your friend has a window busted and it very easily could have been your own. So I don't know. I'm noticing it. Just the packages, having to take a photo to prove that the Amazon guy put the package there. Like that should be a ding, 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 ding. We got to change something about the way we're living. That's the case, and it is the case now where they're having to take a photo of the package to prove that they left it there at a certain time. We shouldn't have to live like this. That's all I'm saying. I don't know solutions. We don't come up with solutions here. Actually, we do, but not bigger picture, making the world a better place. We deal with Reddit and the curmudgeons there. So let's move it along. This one comes from Ask Men Advice. Am I a man? It's questionable. Spending a long time in the bathroom? ? My husband spends hours, that's all capital, hours, in the bathroom. Today, coming up on 2.5. He seemingly showers, shaves, poops, probably squirrels the internet, sends me a few spicy pics, and then gets dressed. Do I ask him to cut this short? Why use the bathroom to decompress? Do all guys do this? ? Well, I certainly hope your husband pooped before showering, because nothing is worse than taking a shower than having to poop right after you take that shower. No, your husband, every guy does not take 2.5 hours in the bathroom every morning or at any point throughout the day. To be man, I pride myself on being a quick pooper. I'm in and out in under 5 minutes. Even if I have diarrhea, I am in and out very quickly. Now, I do use a lot of toilet paper because I do not have a bidet, but I'm in and out quickly. Now, I'm on the other end of the spectrum, possibly, because of the environment I grew up in. I grew up in a youngest of 5, so 5 kids and 2 parents, so 7 of us, 2 full bathroom house. My parents used 1 bathroom, so all 5 kids, as we were growing up, we had to share 1 bathroom. So I thought until I had my first sleepover, I thought it was normal to take a shower and then have I'd take a shower. I'd be in the shower, I don't know, 1st, 2nd grade, before school. And then my brother and my sisters would walk in to pee or poop or brush their teeth or do their hair. And I thought that was civil behavior until I went to a sleepover and I walked in like the bathroom as the mom was showering. Like I didn't see her naked, like the curtain was there. But then she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm need to pee. And then I realized like, oh, that's rude. It's rude to walk in to pee when someone's using the shower in the same bathroom. But again, that's so like I grew up in like a boot camp type environment where it was, hey, there was no funny business. You get in, you do your business, you get the fuck out. And that's just, I've always, like really, if you're pooping, that's all you do. Like you go in, you poop, you wipe, you use a bidet if you have one, you wash your hands, 20 seconds, then you skedaddle. How is that longer than 10 minutes max? When I graduated college, went to UConn, I did not get hired right after college, like many people today who are struggling to find jobs. I feel you. Like I had friends who got jobs like right after college. They graduated and they started, a boring career June 1st. And I noticed that a lot of my friends who had full-time jobs, like right out of college, would brag about like spending a lot of time in the bathroom at work. And they would brag about, oh, like I'm being paid to poop. And this was some type of a big accomplishment. Like, oh yeah, I'm being paid to stay in the bathroom stall for half an hour. But I always thought of that as pretty lame. Like that's pretty lame behavior. Like if you're working at a job where you're hiding in the bathroom stall to avoid having to do work, then you need to get out. You need to get out from underneath the man, or at least try to get out from an employer that just the happiest part of your day is spending longer in the public restroom than needed to be. So that's not normal. I don't. What is your husband doing in there? Like my first inclination, like the first tingles in my ball sack were the tentacles coming up were telling me cheating. Maybe he's on the phone having phone sex with whoever he's cheating with, his mistress. But but he's sending you spicy photos, which I also find a bit peculiar. Because presumably the two of you and your husband live in the same house. So if he's naked in there, can't he just open a door and show you his masterpiece? And he's sending you several spicy photos of his masterpiece. I guess, guys, as Johns, there's only a couple of angles you can do, and then you're out of material. And it's maybe if he's at a hotel or on a business trip, he's sending you some nudes like that. I fuck with that, but he's sending you nudes from the bathroom that he's been in for 2+ hours while you're still in the house. He's an odd duckling. You married a weird one. So, but knowing that he's sending you photos, spicy photos, I don't think he's cheating on you. That was my first thought, but now I don't think he's cheating on you. Perhaps maybe he's subscribed to an OF model and she's doing whatever she's doing on the screen and he's watching that and he's already erect. So he's like, hey, well, let me show you some photos of myself erect. Maybe he's writing a manifesto in there and he's gonna, I don't know, blow something up. Maybe he's a manifesto. He's going to go Chris Benoit and do murder-suicide, so watch out for that. I don't know, what, 2.5 hours? Well, what's he reading? A Song of Fire and Ice? That Game of Thrones book? You got to put security cameras in there. Secret security cameras to find out what's going on. And you wouldn't be violating his privacy because obviously he's sending spicy photos of his privacy to you. So, yeah. I honestly, I don't know. Like I'm perplexed. I don't know what your lover is doing in there for 2+ hours. If you have any ideas, let me know down in the comments if this video is allowed on YouTube. Yeah, security camera. Put it like, I don't know, behind the mirror, and that's the only way you're gonna find out. Because I don't have an answer for you. I'm sorry. I'm a quick pooper. Those people who spend a long time pooping, I often think about it. Well, what are you doing in there? There's only so much you can scroll on your phone. I don't know. I don't think it's worthy of divorce, but it's certainly. Yeah. Buy a $300 security camera and let's find out what the fuck he's doing in there. All right, moving along. We're going to continue reading A Salesman's Wife by author John Lawrence. We are now beginning chapter 9, page 173. We will read 2 pages together aloud, as we always do. The lovely young wife lay on the wide bed in their second-story bedroom, dressed in her sheerest blue lace nightie. She felt refreshed and rested after a hot shower, and as she gazed around the room, she felt happy to be home again with her husband. She could hear Alan singing in the shower. Her heart swelled with love for him. She lay back and let her body sink into the softness of the mattress. She was bone weary from the stormy events of the past week, and she enjoyed being able to stretch her lush, round frame lazily. Her troubles seemed far away, and she closed her eyes peacefully. The door to the bathroom opened, and Alan stepped out, his powerful body glistening with beads of water from his shower. He stood in the doorway, framed by the strong light from behind him, drying his body languidly with a thick towel. He glanced at Pamela and found himself delighted to be the sight of her soft young body, so clearly outlined by the subtle gossamer nightie, and her radiant face framed with shining, raving tendrils. She had never seemed so ravishingly beautiful to him. In fact, as he gazed at her, he thought that he could detect a difference in her appearance, an undefinable quality of worldliness and sensuality that he had never noticed before. Suddenly, he was struck by an intriguing thought. Jesus, he wondered, maybe that damn therapy did some good after all. Maybe she was broken through some of her old resistances. His mind suddenly flashed back to the way she had looked when she was hunched over Mavis's pussy, tongue-fucking her with complete and total abandon. It had been one of the most staggeringly erotic sight he had ever seen, and the memory of it, combined with the lust-inciting vision of her voluptuously curved body stretched lazily on the bed, made his naked penis begin to stir and pulse with new life. He set aside the towel, switched off the bathroom light, and moved across the carpeted floor toward the bed. Sitting next to his wife, he turned off the small night table lamp that sat next to the bed. Immediately, the room was flooded with bright moonlight that filled the room with its glittering, romantic beams. He bent down and kissed Pamela lightly on her full, red lips, and her eyes flew open. They gazed at each other for a moment, trying to find the right words to express how they felt. Go suck a fat one.